Hey, what's going on, guys? Let me get over today's market recap trades I ended up taking today. Yesterday I was in Manchester, so I wasn't really able to trade yesterday. I did look at the charts yesterday. I don't think I would have taken anything, to be honest. Um, yeah, not gonna lie, probably wouldn't have taken anything yesterday. Kind of just we had like a Judas swing on market open, and then we just kind of ripped lower. Wanted to see more confirmation within here to take a short. But yeah, anyway, coming into today, I was leaning I was leaning pretty bullish coming into today. Reason why? Pretty simple stuff. One, we're delivering from sell side, we were disrespecting bearish, and we're respecting bullish, right? We also took out the significant pool of liquidity right here, being weekly low. So we had a sweep on that, and then we had an immediate reaction to the upside here. And what do? We inverse this 4 hour gap, and then we open up a bullish 4 hours, like a little 4 hour BPR here. We tap into that, and then we start to make show signs of rejection, showing that we were respecting bullish, disrespecting bearish, and we had good draws on liquidity higher as well, being previous day high, which is my final draw on liquidity for today. And realistically, the only kind of good draw that I was looking at, full stop, to be honest, right? So coming into the day, what did the sessions do? Boom, boom, boom. So what did the sessions do? So Asia made a move higher, and London manipulated. So we were setting up for a nice New York just distribution, to be honest. So it's kind of a nice daily profile, bullish daily profile too. Pretty cool. Simple stuff. So what I was looking at coming into today was, to be honest, the gap wise and rejection wise, we didn't have much in this range of price right here. We did have this 15 minute, but we did inverse that pre-market. So like I also could see a bearish side of things because we were technically still we didn't inverse this 4 hour on ES, and we are rejecting off, kind of rejecting off a higher time frame 4 hour up here. But I was leaning more bullish. But if we were bearish, I would have been able to understand why we were bearish. Um, but again, leaning bullish for sure. So coming into market open, we had this hourly gap as well down here, which was an unfilled hourly gap, which we had a failure swing to during the London session. And that was really the only gap I was looking at for us to tap into and reject off of. Um, because everything else was sort of, I didn't like this 15 minutes already filled, and then we had this 15 minutes that got inverse, and then except for that, there's just nothing else in this range. So I was looking for us to have a sweep on London session, tap this hourly gap, and then make a move higher. So market open ended up just not distributing, just having a higher time frame. As you can see, by the way, if we look at the 15-minute chart here, I don't even need to go to the 5 minute or anything. Like if we're looking at the 15-minute chart here, we can see that we're clearly setting up. We have like an accumulation here, and then what do we have on 9:30? We have a steep manipulation leg lower, and then we distribute to that draw. So this is like a higher time frame PO3 that we had going on here. Pretty nice. The only thing is that we on 9:30 we kind of slammed to the downside, and I didn't really want to take shorts or take long, sorry, right off of this. But I was looking at this 3 minute inversion right here to take, which did look really nice. It's just really clean displacement, and we had really nice structure higher too. Um, and we also had a 5 minute as well, being this gap right here. So we would have had a perfect break even point. It was just looking really nice, to be honest. And another reason why it was looking super nice is because down here we actually had an SMT as well with previous day low. Um, boom, with these lows down here. So we had whatever New York PM lunch session, then we had previous day low all down here, and then the S&P 500 ran down and swept out those lows as well. And we had an immediate rejection, left a rejection wick off those lows, and we also were inside of this hourly gap with an S&T. Yeah, it's just pretty nice. Very clean displacement here. Sadly, we just didn't close above this 3 minute. I would have likened this 3 minute long. A plus, to be honest, I don't really believe this is an A plus trade. I would say this trade is probably like maybe B plus or A. It is really good, but again, I'm just not too much of a fan of trying to catch a reversal. I do like waiting for better structure to present itself and then start taking continuations. So yeah, this trade though, if you did take it, it's fair enough. The reason why I wasn't able to take this was because we didn't inverse the 3 minute, and then the next candle was like the worst risk reward possible, unless you took it here and like held it all the way to previous day. Well, not even if you just went for a 1-to-1 here. And to be honest though, this 5 minute, honestly, no, yeah, it's just, I don't know. You can't even take anything here because like you're taking this 3 minute, but then we're inside of a 5 minute, and then by the time we inverse the 5 minute, we're already at TP. So it's just meh. But yeah, that was pretty obvious move, kind of, to be honest. I think lots of people were saying this was really obvious. I didn't really feel like it was that obvious. It wasn't the best setup in my opinion, especially because we edged previous day low. I know we had an SMT in it, but we also like didn't really show good rejection off this hourly gap whatsoever until we did. But we did run all the way through it, so it wasn't looking fantastic in my opinion. But it was definitely something I was willing to take because the displacement was just too nice and the narrative on the higher time frame was decent. And we had some pretty obvious draws higher. So then what was I looking for? So from here, I was definitely nowhere near done. What I wanted to see was a continuation model to present itself. So what did we do? We ended up opening up this 15-minute gap right here at around 10 a.m. Maybe. Was it 10 a.m.? Yeah, it was. It was like bang on 10 a.m. Or no, maybe it was earlier than 10 a.m. Hold on. Let me just check. Boom, 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 boom. No, it was 10 a.m. It was 10 a.m. No, it was 9:45. Sorry. Okay, cool. At 9:45, we opened up this 15-minute for value gap, and then we ended up having a beautiful 10 a.m. PO3 into this gap. So what is this now? So we had a 10 a.m. stacking PO3 with 9:30. What did 9:30 do? 9:30 prior 9:30 we accumulated, then the market opened and we manipulated into this hourly gap and we respected this hourly gap and then we made a move higher, right? So this 15 minute is a sponsored higher time frame gap by the hourly gap below, and we have clear draws higher. Yeah, it's just really, really nice. And we had a perfect 10 a.m., like literally just 10 a.m. perfect manipulation order into this 15-minute gap. And what did we do there? We opened up a 1 minute for a value gap from there, and we just instantly inversed it. It was just clean displacement, no hesitation whatsoever, and immediately interacted with the gap and didn't show signs of respecting it or whatever. The market did not have any hesitation here, just instantly closed right through it. Perfect. And I ended up taking this trade with my stop at the wick right here. So 37-point stop, and I was targeting the entire range with this, to be honest. So this was like a really good trade. This was like a 1 to 3.5, 1 to 4, 1 to 4-ish, 1 to 3.5-ish R. And sadly, I did end up getting break even on this trade, which is super unfortunate. Reason being is because we had a 5 minute for a value gap here. So once we came into this 5 minute, if I'm following my rules, I have to go break even here because if I am wrong here, we are going to reject off this 5 minute and we could end up making a move lower, maybe having a stop hunt or maybe just having the wrong bias or whatever it may be. So the second we entered this 5 minute here, I moved my stop loss to break even, and then instantly right after I got taken out of break even. I was thinking of actually not going to break even, because I was expecting like maybe we'd have a small reaction, move a little bit lower, and then we'd have a move higher. But either way, no matter how I played this trade, unless I just didn't go break even at all, which is just not something I do because I think that's just a bit silly. Unless you have no reason to go break even, then sure. But this 5 minute gap, either way, how I played this, I would have had to gone break even here. I would have gotten break even on this trade no matter what I could do. So it is what it is. Just unfortunate. I would honestly rate this setup A plus. We had very nice structure above. We had clear structure. We had low resistance liquidity, and we had an obvious draw higher. Yeah, wow. Holy 15-minute continuation. This was, if I didn't go break even on this, god damn. Holy. Very, very good. But yeah, this was super, super, super clean. Like this is, I take these kind of setups in my sleep. Like they're just really, really nice. Unfortunate break even on an A plus setup. Nothing you can do about it. Is what it is. And then from there, we ended up making a move higher, and we're just looking super, super bullish, which is when I ended up taking my second trade of the day, which was low key. I would probably rate like B tier. It wasn't the best setup, but I did have my reasons and I did have my conviction behind this trade, so I did like it. And that reason was, it's just we were looking super bullish, clearly delivering. Then we had this 5 minute gap tap right here. And then out of this 5 minute, I can't go into the chart because I don't have the 30-second on trading view because I'm currently trading on trading on Project X, sorry. And we ended up manipulating into this 5 minute. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of this. I did want us to manipulate steeper into the maybe the more discounted 5 minute here. That would have been a lot better. But we ended up coming into this 5 minute, and then the second we did, we just showed immediate signs of rejection, and we inversed a 30-second gap instantly the second we went into this 5 minute, and ended up entering longs right there as well with my stop at this low 18-point stop loss. And with this trade, I was targeting again I was targeting the draw, the full draw. So I was targeting previous day high with this trade, and I was going break even at the internal high here. Ended up going break even once we hit that internal high, and then got my break even absolutely spanked again. And then the reason why I actually liked it, I didn't. It's not that I liked this trade. I did like it because I took it. So obviously I did like it. Was just because of how we reacted out of that 5 minute and the instantaneous displacement through the 30 second. I just had a kind of conviction that we are just going to be bullish. And the draw is right here. We've been distributing. We've been moving. We're very very bullish right now. So I don't see a reason why this might not play out. Like even if it doesn't play out, that's no problem because I would have taken another trade to be honest, even if it didn't play out, and because we were opening up a 15-minute gap at 10:45. Yeah, so at 10:45 we opened up a 15-minute gap within this leg of price now, and then that's when the real move did happen. But at this point, it was just the PA was sort of dying off here, and we were getting close to 11 a.m. And my rules are I just don't trade past 11 a.m. But this trade was a lot better, and this was low key, I would say A plus, as well. To be honest, maybe not A plus, probably like A rated, just because we didn't really come down to a discount here. We kind of just still hovered here in this range, and we are kind of just shopping around. But 11 a.m. did hit, and we ended up having a stop hunt inside of this 15-minute fair value gap right here. Oh, sorry, this trade also had a stop hunt as well. When we had these accumulation lows, made a little move higher here, and then we ran at 10 a.m. We had that 10 a.m. stop hunt with this low inside of this 5 minute right here, tapping the 15-minute too, which was nice. So yeah, super A plus setup for that one. But again, similar. This is like low key kind of A plus. I'd say this is A just because it is pretty premium, but it's definitely crawling on the verge of A plus. We had a stop hunt inside of a gap. We generated more low resistance liquidity towards that final draw, and we ended up having really clean manipulation into this. Well, not very clean, but we had manipulation into this 15-minute stop hunt. Cool inversion on I don't know what time frame this inversion was. I was already off the charts at this point because I don't trade past 11 a.m. because they're just my rules. Probably a 5 minute gap, I'd say. Oh wow, that's tragic. Okay, wow, I didn't even know that. So yeah, we did have a 5 minute gap here. Oof. Yeah, no, that's scuffed. I'm not gonna lie. That is pretty unfortunate. The 5 minute close is shocking. That's why 5 minutes just suck. I'm not gonna lie, they're super annoying. Even if you held this to a 1-1 and went break even at this internal high, you would have just gotten taken out at break even. But yeah, that was the move anyway that did end up delivering us to the draw, was the resweep inside the 15-minute gap when it opened up at 10:45. But yeah, those are the two trades I ended up taking today. First setup, in my opinion, was definitely A plus. Second, maybe B. Wasn't the greatest, but I had conviction and I had reasons for taking it. So in the moment, I did like it. Would I take a trade like this again? I don't know. Probably not, to be honest, because it is super super premium. So I think it's kind of just a bad habit to take trades that are so premium like that. But again, my reasonings for it were good in my opinion because we were super super bullish. So if this failed, I was sort of thinking that's okay. We'll resweep here into this 15 minute, and then if we get another entry there, I'll take that. So that was kind of my thought process behind it. I did de-risk on this a little bit because it was premium. So my ideology there was okay. I'll take this risk around 250, and if I end up getting stop loss, and then I'll just risk my standard amount on the next setup if it presents itself. But again, that didn't happen until 11 a.m. and that 5 minute inversion is completely scuffed. So it is what it is. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the day. Holy though, I need to actually lock it. Well, no, I don't need to lock in because every single trade I've taken, I've gone break even where it is logical to do so. And I wasn't able to trade on Friday. I don't think Friday did anything, but every trade I've taken, last week I took a trade on Tuesday. My break even was completely logical on the trade I took on Tuesday. Thursday also stuck to my rules. Took two trades on Thursday, both break evens. I got break even on both of them. First one was 100% logical. Second one, I probably should have. The second one was definitely logical, but I most likely should have won that trade and should have just taken a 1-1. Instead of targeting full draw. So we learned from that one, I guess. But again, had my conviction for that full draw. It was looking really obvious. Just ended up going to break even. It is what it is. Today, I ended up taking this 15-minute cont, break even. This 30-second cont off the 5 minute, break even. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 5? 5 break evens in a row. Sick. Love to see it. No, it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. Hopefully we don't get break even on the next setup. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it if you do, but And the only weird thing about it, not the weird thing, but the thing about it is that I know for a fact I have been going break even where it is logical to do so, and I'm not emotionally break evening. So yeah, it kind of just is what it is. Hopefully tomorrow presents some nice PA. We can catch some. What are we looking at tomorrow? Actually, it's probably gonna be longs. Oh yeah, definitely longs by the looks of things. Towards this high, probably gonna start running through this 4 hour as well. Maybe start to make our actual moves higher now because we have been moving pretty bearish for the past while. Took out that weekly significant low as well, so we'll see what we do. We'll see what we do. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today's trade recap. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you want to talk to me personally, you can add my Discord, Instagram, or TikTok in the bio of this video, and you can shoot me a text on there. If you have anything to ask personally. But yeah, let me guys. Why do I keep saying that shit? Let me know if any of you guys ended up taking any trades today, ended up capitalizing on any of these longs, or if you ended up taking a loss today. I love hearing feedback from people as well about these videos if they've helped you in any way, or if you're seeing maybe something that you weren't seeing. Obviously, the goal for the future is to become very profitable and then teach others how to do the same and give back and help people just become better. So, looking forward to the journey, taking you guys along the entire journey with me to profitability so everybody's going to be able to see it. There's going to be no excuses, full throttle, and that's basically going to be it. So, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and peace.